Some films don't try to grab your attention immediately, they don't explain themselves, they don't even ask you to like them. And Kennedy is one of those films. I didn't go into this expecting a masterpiece, and I am glad I didn't. Because Kennedy isn't about being grand or emotionally overwhelming, it's about atmosphere, isolation, and moral darkness. And while it didn't completely pull me in, it definitely stayed with me. So, Kennedy follows a killer who is officially dead in government records but very much alive in reality. He kills for money, but he works only for one man, trapped in a system where he has no real freedom. Most of the film unfolds at night as Kennedy moves through the city doing his job quietly, efficiently, and without emotion, like someone who already knows who he is and has accepted it. So for me, one of the strongest elements of the film was its music choices and placement. The mix of jazz music and vocal background tracks during key moments is stylish, unique, and honestly pretty damn good. It adds a very cool neo-noir texture to the film, and Anurag Kashyap's approach here feels more mature and controlled. There is a clear sense of restraint in the way the film is directed. He doesn't rush scenes or over-explain emotions, and he never forces drama where it isn't needed. Instead, he lets silence, darkness, and mood do most of the work. Many moments communicate more through pauses and stillness than through dialogues. It felt like Kashyap trusts the atmosphere, the audience, and that restraint gave Kennedy its identity. And that sense of restraint in the direction directly reflects in the performances. Rahul Bhatt as Kennedy is exceptionally strong. This is not a negative character, he was pure negative and he knows it. There is no attempt to justify his actions or make him sympathetic, just a quiet acceptance of who he is. Sunny Leone fits into the world but not as I expected, and Kashyap smartly hides her acting flaws through framing, mask, and silence, allowing her performance to shine naturally. And the way violence is shown in Kennedy's really worked for me. It never tries to look stylish or heroic, there is nothing massy or exaggerated here. Kennedy doesn't fight, he executes. He hides in the dark, waits, stabs people rapidly in the same spot, and fires point blank without hesitation. There is no background hype or slow motion glorification. The violence feels cold, quiet, and unsettling, almost systematic, and that realism makes it gorgeous for me. And the visuals, especially the lighting, are extremely interesting. Most of the film exists in dark, rain-soaked nights, and the way light blends with shadows is beautifully done. Street lights, interiors, and shadows are used not just for style, but to reflect Kennedy's inner state. The city feels damp, empty, and morally dead, almost like it's rooting from within. The darkness never feels decorative, it feels intentional, adding weight and mood to every scene. But even though the film isn't very long, it slows down at several points, and that slowdown feels intentional but not always effective. Some scenes linger longer than necessary, and tighter editing could have helped maintain the mood without breaking the immersion. And I also didn't able to emotionally connect with any of the characters in the film. Because of that distance, the deaths didn't really affect me on personal level. I was observing events unfold rather than experiencing them emotionally. It kept me engaged intellectually, but the film never fully pulled me into the characters' inner lives. And the way bomb blasts are shown as being carried out by internal people, suggesting terrorists are the second threat and government officials are the first, didn't personally work for me. Also, there isn't a single good policeman in the film. That alone isn't the problem, but the way they are shown, it's clearly what the film is trying to say, and that approach felt a bit forced. And what I hated the most in the film was the climax when Kennedy messaging his daughter. It felt completely unnecessary. She already believes he is dead. Also, the director did not clearly show whether he lives or dies. It felt more pretentious than powerful. The film could have ended with clarity but choose not to. So for me, Kennedy is a good film but not what I expected it to be, especially for me. It's stylish, atmospheric, well acted, and technically strong, but emotionally it kept me at a distance. I respected it more than I connected with it, and that is fine. And honestly, this is what Anurag Kashyap cinema looks like, not something like Nisanchi Part 1 and 2. I see many people praising those films, but in my view, they lack the kind of soul Kennedy carries. So if you enjoy slow, dark, atmospheric cinema and you are okay with silence and discomfort, you might appreciate Kennedy. Not love it, not call it a masterpiece, but feel it linger quietly.